Alright, what's going on, ladies and gents? It's your boy Kieran, back with it with, my man Joey Harrington. This is the part 2, out of 4.
Whoa, is that a death
Thunder's
ball?
my jam.
Dude,
More like a
bro,
talking,
I want that
talking
so badly.
video. Let's get right back into it. We're gonna talk about, free agency. So Joey, we did mention in our last video that the Knicks, they have a lot to work on. But let's talk about free agency. Who do you think that the Knicks should pick up?
I'm not exactly 100% sure what some of the free agents are, but I mean, they need a power forward. That's clearly because Stoudemire was supposed to be really supposed to be their center, but he played more like a power forward due to injuries.
Yeah.
So they need a power forward. I feel like they don't really need any shooting guards or point guards because I feel like
they're already set with that.
They got Calderon, who honestly is kind of like Westbrook. He plays a little bit more like a shooting guard because he likes to. But he also has some of the quickest hands, passing wise. So I think
It's true.
I like what they did with some of their young players, bigger players, and used them around center. I just think they need to establish the power forward position.
Yeah. Because I was going to say it the other way around. I feel like they should find a more quicker point guard, which, I know you're going to say Shane Larkin, but, I was just thinking, if you picked up another guard, like Tyus Jones along with Jello Okafor, you got two players that know each other's games, and then on top of that, they make the chemistry 10 times better. So, because I don't mind seeing two of my favorite Duke players going to the same team.
But whose offense is being run?
By Melo.
No, you have the triangle offense, and it's a principle of who you think will want to play for it, and who do you think will.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm saying,
because when you really think about it, if the Knicks, because if the Knicks live and die by the three, then there's no point of getting, a big man to do his post moves and then going for a good, easy 2 points.
Well.
But I might be wrong on that. So.
I feel like the reason they want a power forward is because Pau Gasol was very interested to play with the
Los Angeles Lakers
back when
Kobe.
No, because of the triangle offense. It suits power forwards very well.
That's true. Yeah, because I just really want to see, just two players that I think that would really mesh well together, on the same team. Because I just feel like, think about it, if you got, one of the best players known for the country, I don't want to say, Jello Okafor is one of the best players. He's not better than some other people. He still has, a lot of work to do. As far as, athleticism, trying to find his basketball, IQ. But that'll come through. But I'm just saying, rebounding and post-game wise, he just killed you in that. And it's just so crazy because it's when you have a guy like Tyus Jones giving him the ball, but then when you double team on Okafor, he's just going to kick it out to Tyus, and Tyus is just going to make that easy 3 points. So,
Okay, well, rookies do not typically even score that much when you're on the same team as Melo. Tim Hardaway was a very rare exception.
Yeah, but that's also another big, argument to make, who's going to get playing time, who's going to be that starting five, and who's going to want to play that triangle offense, like you said. You know, who's really going to listen to Melo? That's the thing. You know, like, if Melo is like the leader of the squad, then Melo needs to, you know, tell everybody what to do and run, you know, the way he needs to play. Which I just think, like, you know, Melo, he's a great leader. He knows what he knows what he's doing. But on top of that, you gotta understand the fact, like, this is a rebuilding program, and I just feel like when you have to rebuild, you have to experiment new people into the mix. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, what do you think about that? Like, do you think that the New York Knicks could possibly have a better season if they try to fix up a few things?
I definitely think the New York Knicks just have to go out, draft right,
and sooner than later they'll just be good enough to come back into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were in the playoffs for quite a span.
Yeah.
But, I mean, don't forget the Lakers also have the 28th pick.
Yep.
So if they really want to trade for, like, certain players...
Because I just feel like if you put Jello Okafor to the Lakers, you know, because I just don't think that would work too well. Because they already have a center. They have Jordan Hill, right?
Who came from the New York Knicks.
Yeah. And literally, like, who did they trade from the Lakers to go to New York?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, because I was going to say Lamar Odom, but that's not right. But no, you know, definitely that does make a lot of sense, but, you know, like, but seriously, like, right at the same time, the Knicks could have had some really good picks over the years, but they just kind of, like, which they did a good job. They picked up Tim Hardaway Jr., they picked up a lot of good people, but, you know, they, like, you know, like we just said about the Knicks, they still have a lot of, you know, draft picks to do, to pick up, and they need to draft right, you know, like, in order to be that top contender team.
Wait a minute, you're standing right
now the question is that how would the, let's just say if the Knicks made it to the playoffs, what's your lucky number for them to be seeded?
No higher than 7.
No higher than 7?
Alright.
That makes sense.
Because
I just think Melo,
what mission do you want to do?
He's a great player. You know, highly respected. But here's the issue. You know, I don't think he's gonna bring his team to a number one, you know, team, like number one team, like coming out of play the Eastern Conference.
And like we just.
Plus, on top of that, he has to deal with other teams coming from the West too.
You know, like
during the regular season.
Typically, you only get 2 teams to make it to a playoffs out of a division. This year, it was the Raptors and Nets. Years past, it was the Knicks and Raptors.
We are going in.
Very few divisions put 3 teams in the playoffs. It's just so much harder to do. Because of the fact that only 8 teams will make it.
Yeah. That's definitely true. But now that we've completed our New York Knicks talk, let's talk about my team. Let's talk about them good old Chicago Bulls. What do you feel like that they need to fix in order for us to beat possibly LeBron James or to be a good finals contender?
Well, obviously, they did not draft Pau Gasol as a long-term solution to solidify their team. It's definitely going to be a short-term fix. Pau Gasol is one of the oldest players in the game. He's right now their power forward center combination. He's not going to be there much longer. They're waiting for certain players that are obviously coming out of high school to look and draft. I mean, last year was supposed to be one of the most talented draft classes in a long time.
That's what I'm saying, but then
if you look at it though, if you look at the top 2 seeds, they really did not do anything at all.
They literally didn't get enough playing time.
And the other one was...
but I just feel like the more bigger... Julius Randle?
No, the guy.
Jabari Parker?
Jabari Parker got injured. Andrew Wiggins wasn't...
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins is quick, he's fast, he's explosive through his speed. He's not a big guy.
Yeah.
Jabari Parker pretty much towers over Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah. Which I feel like Jabari Parker is better than Wiggins, but Wiggins just proves that he has better speed.
Speed really doesn't mean anything. Can you use your speed? I mean...
Yes. No, you can't use your speed to beat a person.
Because it's a team game. It's not a one-on-one game.
It's not a one-on-one. Definitely not. But,
in the college, you could use your speed to win for a team because you could do a lot of one-on-one matchups.
Yeah, because not everybody in college is like the best. But, you know, everybody in the NBA, they are the best. Well, most of them are, not all of them. But, like, do you think, you know, the Bulls should pick up guys that could have probably accepted to go lower in the draft? Like, you know, Chicago-born players. Like with, like, the teams that I kind of showed you, like, that could have happened if you had Jabari go to Chicago or had, you know, like, Anthony Davis go to Chicago. How would that turn out?
Anthony Davis really needs to... I feel like he's the rare exception where he has to be on his own. He has to be the guy on his team. Because he's just that dynamic of a player.
Yeah, but on top of that, he would still get the same amount of recognition and love and fan support from...
No, he would not. Because if you're the second primary scorer, then you're the second primary scorer.
Then you're not getting...
You're not going to get as much...
fan support? Yeah, that's true, but
fans like an underdog and they like the best players on the team.
Yeah, which is Derrick Rose. Yeah, so that's true. Maybe Anthony Davis might take that title, like away from Rose. A lot of people.
Well, I mean, a rookie typically doesn't take spots away from a veteran.
Yeah, that's true. You know, like, I've always thought to think of this, but you know, I just think like, you know, like Chicago, we've been such a good team throughout the years, but it's just that LeBron James you have to go through in the playoffs. But that's the problem. Jimmy Butler is the only person that can guard LeBron. Like, nobody else on our team can guard LeBron that well to keep him under 30 points. But you know, like, that's the problem. Even though when you have a guy like Jimmy Butler to guard LeBron, he still can get hot. Like, he still can do good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, what should be our solution? What needs do we need? What players that fits into our needs that helps us become a better team?
Honestly, what I think is get role players.
Yeah.
Get guys that... I mean, back the system you used to have when you had Luol Deng, Derrick Rose, all them guys, Taj Gibson. You had guys that were quote-unquote role players. They were Let Derrick Rose do what Derrick Rose does, which is score, dish the ball,
Ennis with the ball.
risk his body
Here's Lee.
for everything it's worth.
Wiggins with the rebound. The Thunder shooting about
That's true.
35% from the floor. Not much false
You got
shot.
Pau Gasol too until he's probably going to be with the Bulls until he retires. I don't know how much longer he's going to have.
It's rebounded
I feel like if you can get guys to build around Gasol, Butler, and Rose, you're going to have a good team.
Yep. Now, should we get rid of Kirk Heinrich and Mike Douglas?
I don't feel like Heinrich needs to be getting rid of. I feel like getting rid of Dunleavy because he's older is definitely. Dunleavy also has size
points in the game.
and length. He can defend certain bigger people.
The pass to Sampson.
Yeah, that's true. It's just that, you know what, I just personally don't like seeing him play because he's good one game and then like the next game he's just terrible.
He's also getting older.
Outside Matthews.
Yeah, I know that. It's just that why can't we pick up a few young high talents?
5 points now this quarter.
But then you're gonna make the argument saying like Rose needs that, you know, fan support
Feeds
and
it to Wiggins.
you know like
Okay, Rose already has
Pass to Sampson.
fan support throughout the entire
He dishes it to
planet
Wiggins.
after his ability to come through an injury 2 years in a row. Rose will never lose the fan support.
Wiggins has got 8.
A lot of players now aren't brought up as being primarily
5 seconds left to play in the first half.
scorers.
From deep
They're either
three-point range,
they're not.
got it off in time.
Yep.
So a pretty lopsided game for the first half.
and that's true. You know, I think Rose has done a really good job to keep the fans to like himself.
Dunleavy is primarily a defender, but if you need him to score a three or do something else, he will do it. He's primarily a defender.
Yeah. But I just think we're maybe a somewhat good replacement that's going to become a very good player is your boy Doug McDermott.
Yes, that's another thing that was missing. Doug McDermott is he's not really a lockdown defender. He knows how to score.
That's cool.
So for Oklahoma City,
He's bigger. He plays bigger than he actually is.
then there's Parker. Then it's Wiggins.
He's more of a small forward,
And at the 5 spot. The Thunder
but he actually has the size of a power forward.
And
Yep.
so he hits both.
And that's why I was just thinking, like, if we do these little experiments to see what fits in to make us win more games, if you put Doug McDermott in that picture, and literally, this is what explains him to be a good shooter and a great, you know, just a great offensive player. He can shoot the three very well. He's a very good scorer. He creates the space to get away from his defender and then make you pay from downtown. And that was proven when they played him for just a little short period of time when the Bulls were destroying the Bucks by like, what, 120 to 66? Did you see that game?
I didn't get to watch a lot of basketball this year, but the games I watched, I saw a lot of
And the miss by Thompson.
things that I did not like. Like, I mean, certain players were just not being used the way they were intended on being drafted.
I know, right? Because when you really think about it, what happened with Marcus Smart? What happened with James Young? What happened with everybody else that was supposed to make things happen? Like, what happened with Nick Stauskas? Like, what happened to him? Like, what happened to all these players that were going to become great prospects? Like, that's what really makes me feel like what's going on in the NBA with all these, you know, awesome, high, you know, drafted talents. But, you know, I will pause this part of the video.
They think
Part
that,
3 is
like,
coming
you're
out, and we will see you guys later.
of a target.